Adjusting your leading is going to be adjusting the general spacing between text, whether it's action, dialogue, parentheticals, or whatever. And this is important because it can help you to maintain a character's dialogue on one page if it's just a little bit off. And I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but again, anything you can do to improve the readability of the script, the better. In this case, we've got Hector doing a bit of dialogue that I've added to, and it spills over to the next page by 2 lines, causing me to have a more and a continued, and Hector having lines that cross a page of dialogue. If there's any way to avoid that, I want to try. What I can do is choose the leading, which is probably regular right now, and make it a little tighter. So I select Hector's dialogue, and I'm just going to make his leading a little tighter than it is. I don't want to go too tight. So I'll go to Format, I'll go to Leading, and I'll choose Tight instead of Regular. That doesn't quite do it though. Now I have an option. I can make his really tight, which might make it hard for Hector to read his lines, or I can just take some of the lines beforehand as well as that and just make them all tight instead of regular. So I can do that. I'll select all that. I'll go to Leading and I'll choose Tight. And now all of Hector's lines there are on the page, and there's not really a big difference between the leading of that paragraph and the stuff before it. There is a little bit, and again, the more you can make it readable, the better, but I've traded off a bit of that leading just to get everything on one page, which is far more desirable. So I've modified as little as I can and gotten it on one page. And the other option, of course, would be to make the leading looser for the rest of the page. So I could have selected all of this and gone to Format and made it loose, which gives that a little more space. And now all of Hector's lines are on this next page. Hopefully that doesn't hit up anything else. But Final Draft knows that it's best for dialogue to not be spread across multiple pages. It's going to do all it can to keep it on one page. So perhaps I'll make that loose. Again, it depends on how long my script is. I don't want to do that too many times because then I'll wind up with a 200-page script and someone's going to look at that and say, 200 minutes? Who does this guy think he is? Peter Jackson? Is this The Hobbit? This is a movie about a magic shop. Why is this movie going to be almost 3 hours? So it's something that you really want to think about before you do that. If it's possible to make it a little tighter and not noticeable, it's probably better. But either way, it's best to try to keep that dialogue on one page, and you can adjust the leading to be tight, regular, or loose to do that.